how do you then gauge what is an idea worth sharing? I mean, obviously that must be such a difficult job because you must get so many applications.
Oh gosh, yes. And part of it is being very practical, because you get so many applications that come in that the ones that will already stand out will be people who are very clear about what their idea is. So if someone has applied and they're not clear what that idea is, and they can't explain it in a very short period of time, then they don't rise to the top, do they?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you tend to find people who've got more clarity will be the ones that rise to the top of the selection pile, if you like.
Yeah.
But I mean, and people may not know that. I mean, your audience may know this or may not know this, but I always like to think that the organisers have got two things to manage in balance, and one of those is to make sure that those speakers deliver the TEDx speech of their life, that it gets accepted by TEDx, and that it gets uploaded, and then that message is out there for the rest of the world to hear. And that's certainly one of the outcomes. But the other is those organisers have to organise a live event, and they have to think about people coming along for a weekend, or people coming along for an evening. In Northwich, we do one that is in an evening, and you've got to think of people sitting on theatre seats and listening to 8 or 9 speakers. And that's a hard ask, isn't it? And it's got to be an entertaining evening for your local community, and it's all got to hang together, and it's got to have changes of pace and varieties of speaking and sound and feel about it. So actually, when certainly as we do it at Northwich, I can't speak for any other organising committee, we've got this balance of brilliant ideas that are TEDx worthy, first and foremost. But we also have to make decisions based on how do we pull an event together that will serve our community, and stimulate conversation in our community, and spark conversations in our community. And that's quite hard, because I think when people apply to TEDx events all around the country or all around the world, obviously you're only ever applying on the back of yourself, aren't you?
Yeah.
And it's hard to know how that might fit in. Yeah, it is a hard job. And I tell you what we have found is the more years we've done it, we are getting better and better ideas coming through. I mean, just this year we're working with speakers our event is in July. We've already started working with our speakers, and oh my word, they're just astonishing. And we had really good applications as well. So we sometimes say to people who've applied and haven't got it, look, this is just no for now. This isn't no forever. You might have a brilliant idea. You might actually be a really good speaker. It doesn't quite fit right now, but keep on going, applying.
So just in terms of how to apply, because I know lots of people, including myself, are kind of like, well, how does it happen? If you've got this really good idea, you've got something that you want to put forward, and you're capable of speaking on that stage. How do you apply?
Okay, so what you do is you go onto the TED website, and there is a little tab along the top, and it'll say locations. You can click onto that, and it will come up with all the locations of TEDx events, TED events and TEDx events across the world. So zoom into your country, whichever one you want to do. One of my clients zoomed into Sierra Leone because that's where she wanted to speak. And then, so if you zoomed into the UK, for example, you'd zoom into wherever and you will see, and you can click on all of those, and what comes up is the contact details of all the organisers. And sometimes it will put the date of the next one in, sometimes it doesn't. You've just got to keep digging a bit further. And every organising event will be organised slightly differently, because they're individuals, they're usually volunteers, well, they are all volunteers, and they'll have a different process in place. So find where you want to talk, find out what their application process is, follow it to the letter. There is absolutely no point sending an application to TEDx Northwich and not sending a video in, because you just won't even get through the first hurdle, because we haven't got time to chase it up. We're all volunteers. So follow the usual thing. Follow the application as it is requested.